Deputy Patrick Kelly Behan, Broward County, Florida Sheriff's Office. Broward County, Florida Sheriff's Deputy Patrick Kelly Behan was born in Manhattan, New York. The young man adored his father, Robert, who was a New York City police detective. Pat wanted to be just like him. After retiring from the NYPD, Pat's father became a Broward Sheriff's Office court deputy, thus continuing his dedication to service. Pat also looked up to his older brother, Bob, a Coral Springs, Florida police sergeant, and held him in high esteem. Before becoming a police officer, Pat graduated from South Broward High School. He later attended St. Thomas University. An all-around athlete, Pat enjoyed all types of sports and participated in baseball, hockey, and tennis. Anxious to continue the Behan family's tradition of law enforcement service, Pat began his career with the Boca, Florida Police Department. In 1989, while assigned to road patrol duty, he was honored as Officer of the Quarter. Later, Pat earned 3 meritorious service commendations. On November 13, 1990, Pat responded to a theft complaint at a convenience store in Pembroke Park. It was during that investigation that 29-year-old Deputy Patrick Behan was shot and killed. Pat's co-workers expressed shock at the young deputy's death. He didn't have any enemies, said a Boca Raton police sergeant. Even the guys he arrested couldn't get mad at him. When asked to describe his brother, Robert Behan said this: "What set Pat apart from others was his charisma. He had friends from every possible background and found time for them all. Pat was instantly likable. No one ever said a bad thing about him, and he was everyone's best friend and a trusted confidant." A high school friend remembered Pat as being a man full of life. He loved to socialize and have a great time. His death was a shock. He will be missed by all of his friends and family. A fellow Coral Springs officer who attended the police academy with Pat remembered the more than 4 months of classes, physical fitness, and defensive tactics training they both endured. In particular, the officer cited the day he and Pat were boxing. One of Pat's punches sent him to the hospital with a possible broken nose. Despite that injury, the 2 men became good friends. On the day Pat was laid to rest, more than 2,000 deputies gathered to honor his memory. A mass was held at All Saints Catholic Church in Sunrise, Florida. Afterward, one of the longest funeral processions this region's seen began its journey to the cemetery. Almost 1,100 deputy cars and 130 motorcycles proceeded in formation to Hollywood Memorial Gardens. A day that should have been spent celebrating his 4th wedding anniversary with his wife, Gina, instead became one of deep sorrow. The mournful peal of bagpipes echoed throughout the cemetery as an honor guard fired a 21-gun salute. Finally, the bugler played taps, signaling the end of watch for a brave man, a loving husband, and a dutiful son. A tearful Gina Behan watched as 5 police helicopters flew overhead in the missing man formation, one peeling off as the aircraft passed over her husband's gravesite. Then, the terse message crackled over the police radio, sounding the final call for Uniform 6601, Pat's badge number. The city of Sunrise, Florida, where Pat lived, decided to honor him by naming its first park after the deceased deputy. The 3.5-acre park, covered in shady groves of Australian pines, overlooks a beautiful pond. At the dedication, Pat's mother, Margie, said, "You can touch the trees and walk on the grass. He's living every day the trees grow." When he was alive, Pat's father and brother used to go with him to the park and practice their golf shots. "It's an ideal location," said Patrick's father. "You've got tranquility and peacefulness, and we used to come here together." Now, his family's fond memories of their son and brother live on at Patrick Behan Park. Deputy Behan is survived by his brother Robert and sister Megan. Pat's parents, Robert and Margaret Behan, passed away after their son's death. This tribute, honoring Deputy Patrick Kelly Behan, was made possible by the generosity of American Maritime Officers and American Maritime Officers Service.